So we're knocking out our 2-mile walk. We're probably almost at the half mile mark.
Yeah.
Getting it done. Caleb is knocked out. Caleb can't hang, but we're getting our walk done. And when we get back, we shall see what we're gonna eat. Are you gonna go low carb with your lunch or high carb?
I have no idea.
I tried to get her to commit, but she's not down for the cause. All right, see you in a little bit. I've basically been drinking water all morning. It's about 1 p.m. now and I'm ready for something different. So I'm going to have an iced coffee. I got this Starbucks iced coffee at Aldi for about $4 and change. And I figured I'd give it a try. It was something new at Aldi and I figured I'd pick it up. So as you can see here, there are very few ingredients and it has 3 grams of carbs per 12 fluid ounces. Did you guys know that coffee had carbs in it? I don't know if I sound ridiculous for asking this, but please let me know in the comments below if you knew that. So I was shocked to find that out. But yeah, I'm going to use this and make my first cup of coffee for the day. As you guys know, I have not been having coffee very often, but this is going to be a nice treat. I've had this reusable Starbucks cup for quite some time and today is coming in handy. So I'm going to pour my iced coffee up to the second line and then I'm going to go ahead and add my sweeteners and creamer and then my ice. I'm going to be sweetening my iced coffee with my S'mores Torani syrup that I got in my last grocery haul. To that I'm going to add 2 packets of stevia for a little bit more sweetness, and then to that I'm going to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt because I stay on top of my salt. I'm also going to add some nutmeg and that's going to give it a nice flavor. I love adding that to my coffee. I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. Look at that coffee pouring. Isn't it cute when you see the milk infiltrating the coffee? Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I like watching that. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my ice to that all the way up to the top, mix it all around and enjoy. This is a really nice treat because I haven't had coffee in a long time. I've been depriving myself. So yeah, I'm going to sip on this until the first meal of the day. My 1-year-old is down for a nap, so I figured now would be a great time for me to break my fast. So I'm going to make a buffalo omelet. I picked up this recipe during one of my egg fasts and I really enjoy it. So now I cracked 2 eggs. I'm scrambling that up and then I'm going to bring that over to my frying pan. First, I'm going to spray my pan with some olive oil. I got this oil in my last grocery haul as well, and it's very convenient. I don't use too much oil in one cooking session. So yeah, I'm putting all of my scrambled egg into the pan, get it around there. I'm going to put some garlic seasoning. I'm also going to add a little bit of seasoned salt. If you season your eggs, let me know down below. If you don't season your eggs, why? Like, why aren't you doing that? So I'm cooking up my eggs. Now I'm going to flip it. Now this is the part that makes it a buffalo omelet. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of cream cheese, and my cream cheese should have been out and softened a little bit more, but this was an impromptu decision, so it's not soft, but it's going to melt as I make the omelet. Now I'm adding some hot sauce, and this is where we're going to get our buffalo taste in our egg, and I'm telling you guys, don't sleep on this recipe. It is absolutely delicious. Now I'm flipping over my egg, and I'm going to let it sit there just for a little bit just to melt out my cream cheese. To that, I'm going to add a little bit of shredded, I believe this is Colby Jack cheese. While I'm giving that time to melt, I'm going to add these chicken sausages to the pan. Now, these chicken sausages are absolutely delicious. I got these from Costco. Costco is becoming my little bestie. I'm going to have to do a grocery haul and show you guys some of the keto goodies that are there. But they have no sugar in them, as you see on the front of the package. And as you can see here on the back, the carbs are absolutely perfect. It has 0 grams of carbs and it's a great source of protein and fats, so that makes it even more perfect. But when I tell you the taste of these sausages, it's spicy, it's flavorful. You just have to try it to understand. It just has the right amount of seasoning in it, and I do not miss the generic beef mix up meat sausages that we buy, because we have to deal with what we see in the supermarket. So this is a great buy. You definitely want to try it. And this is how my breakfast turned out. This is definitely going to keep me full until dinner. I'm not really hungry, but I'm going to get started on dinner because this meal is going to take quite some time to cook. Some of our Goodie crew members requested that I share how I cook my ribs, so I'm going to be doing that today. This is a very big slab of ribs, so I'm going to be cutting it in half and cooking it on two of my baking racks or tins or sheets. What do they call these? Baking racks? Yeah. I'm going to be cooking them on two of those. And if you're interested in getting these racks, if you do not have any, I'll share the link below to where I got mine. They are lifesavers, especially when you're cooking big pieces of meat like this. So I cut the ribs in two there, as you can see, and now I'm going to season them. First, I'm going to start with seasoning them with all-purpose seasoning. You guys know I put that on everything. And if you've seen any of my grocery hauls, you know the type of all-purpose seasoning that I use. So I'm going to evenly spread my seasoning on each piece. I am not going to be able to give you measurements because I'm not measuring it. I'm just making sure that each piece of meat is getting an equal amount of seasoning in my head. Somehow it just works. So I'm putting a little bit more all-purpose seasoning there. Now I'm going to add some paprika. And paprika is going to give our ribs a nice smoky taste, so you don't want to leave that out of your seasoning that you're going to put on your ribs. And again, I'm just going with my gut here, and I'm making sure that each piece has the same amount of seasoning. So now that I've equally put some paprika on the meat, now I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning salt, and I'm not going to go heavy on the salt. One, because my husband does not like salty food, and two, it's not really needed for this recipe because I'm going to be adding some jerk seasoning and barbecue sauce, all sorts of things. So I'm not going to overdo it. Now I'm going to add some chili seasoning to this. Don't judge me until you try it. It really adds a nice level of flavor to the meat. So yes, I'm adding a little bit of chili seasoning here, and again, I'm just making sure that each piece has an equal amount so that when I rub it in, everything gets the same amount of love. Now I'm going to add a little bit of garam masala. I'm going to leave the spelling down here below if you want to purchase it. I'll try to find a link as well to see if you can get it. I get mine at Walmart, but if you're not able to reach a Walmart, I'm going to leave a link for you to see where you can get it. The garam masala gives the meat a really nice taste. It's a mixture of seasonings, and here I'm adding some garlic. I have these garlic packets from my aunt who lives in Panama. The garlic there has a stronger taste, but you can use any type of garlic that you have. But this gives my food a really strong garlic flavor. Now I'm adding my liquid smoke. I've spoken to you guys about this before. It gives your food an off the grill taste. If you don't have liquid smoke, you should be fine with all the other seasons. But if you want it to taste like you cooked it on the grill, definitely use that. I put a couple tablespoons on each piece. Again, I just followed my gut. Now I'm adding some olive oil to the meat to help my seasonings get rubbed in. And now I'm going to massage my seasonings into my meat. Now, a lot of people, they tend to take off the membrane on the back of the ribs here, but I don't, because I don't need to. I don't know why, but I don't take off the membrane, but my seasoning, it goes all the way down to the bone. It tastes absolutely delicious, and it goes all the way down to the bone. It may have to do with the length of time that I marinate my meat, because I let my meat marinate for no less than an hour. But yeah, I don't take off the membrane, and my ribs are fine. I guess one day when I do learn how to take off the membrane, I'll start doing that, and maybe it'll taste better. But right now, I make it this way, and it's delicious. So if you know how to take off the membrane off the back of your ribs, you go ahead and do that. Use this seasoning, and your ribs are going to be bomb. But if you don't take it off like me, you should still be fine. Now I'm going to massage my little baby piece over here and make sure all of the seasoning gets in. It gets all the love all up in there. Massage it real good. And then I'm going to let this sit and marinate for, like I said, no less than an hour. And then I'm going to pop it in the oven at about 300 degrees. And I'm going to cover both sheets, both sheet pans, and I'm going to make sure it stays covered for about 2 to 3 hours, depending on the wellness that you want your ribs to cook at. So yeah, I'm just going to give it a little more love, and then we're going to go on and wait for it to cook. While we wait, let's prep the sauce. So I'm going to use the Ray's sugar-free barbecue sauce that we got from the grocery haul. And I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons here. And then to that, I'm going to add a couple teaspoons of this Walker's Wood jerk marinade. If I can find the link to this marinade, I'll link it below. You definitely want to try it, but you have to be mindful that it's spicy, one, and also it has a great bit of salt in it. So you want to be mindful of that when you're seasoning your ribs. So I'm going to mix this up and have it ready for when the ribs are cooked. So the ribs have been cooking for over 2 hours now, covered. So now I'm going to uncover them and then add my sauce. And I'm not going to put it on all the pieces because my husband likes some without sauce and some with sauce. So I'm going to put sauce on a few pieces and then leave some without because my seasoning is just that bomb. He wants it with my seasoning only and then some with the barbecue sauce. But yeah, I'm going to get the sauce in there, make sure there's a good amount, use up all of my little mixture there, and then we're going to put it back in the oven and let it broil for 5 to 10 minutes. Depending on your broiler, you just have to keep watching it. Now this is my finished product, and I also made some cauliflower mac and cheese. If you want the recipe for my cauliflower mac and cheese, I'll link it above. But yes, I made this as a side for my ribs, and as you can see, this is about to be a very delicious dinner, and I doubt I'm going to need anything else for the rest of the night because it's also going to be very filling. So that is basically what I eat in a day for today, and I gave you guys my rib recipe as I promised. For the Goody Crew members who are returning, thank you so much for always being here. For those of you who have not subscribed, please go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be in on all of my keto tips and tricks and delicious recipes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!